Megan with Manifesting Me. Thanks so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know me, I write, talk about, and teach manifesting. I published a book called The Pocket Guide to Manifesting, which is linked to in the description box of this video. And I'm also an intuitive, and during one-on-one sessions, I can connect in deeply with people's energies to help them better understand who they are at their core and help them work through whatever manifesting blocks they might be experiencing. So today I want to talk about moving through the energy of disappointment. And this has to do with when the person, place, thing, experience that we're trying to manifest falls through or seems to fall through, because that's the kicker, right? So we've decided that we want something, we've seen a path to what looks like the thing that we want, and then something happens where that path was a dead end, or it doesn't shake out the way that we hoped that it would. What then? So boy, I'm in the midst of this right now, and so that's why I wanted to share kind of my real-time process. So I had some news this morning about something that I thought was a path that I was on that I thought was going to pan out with something I'm really quite interested in manifesting, and it fell through. So, when I found that out, I immediately felt so sad. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, it was this level of sadness that I had to get out of my body. So that's my first step. When disappointment hits, I feel the feelings, and I recommend that you do it too. So whatever those feelings are, if it's anger, if it's sadness, if it is frustration, confusion, feel them. And for me, that meant this morning, I had a good cry. I had so much sadness, it had to get out of my body, so I just started bawling. And I did that for about, it was a good 5 minutes of like a deep cry, until my muscles were a little bit sore. And then, then I just moved through kind of the sniffly stages after that of blowing my nose a lot, and every once in a while something would trigger me and I'd cry some more. And so feel the feelings. But I would say this, because our feelings are so magnetic and drawing toward us what we want, and they're one of the keys that I've learned in terms of manifesting quickly, easily, and all day, every day. Because feelings are so powerful, when we're in a space of lower vibratory feelings being triggered, so sadness, anger, frustration, confusion, feel the feelings, but don't dwell there. So I felt the sadness, and then I moved myself out of it. And I know myself well enough that I know there's different ways I can move out of it. And I've learned to try not to ignore the feelings, because that's something too. I can get really good at compartmentalizing and distracting myself. So it was like, I'll just throw myself into work and act like it didn't happen. And I could tell that wasn't going to be a good option for me. So I was like, all right, I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to just let the energy drain out of me. And so the next thing that I did was, and I do this actually pretty frequently when, as I'm moving through energies of disappointment, I sought outside reassurance. So I texted a friend, told them what had happened. I knew that their response would come back and feel like a warm hug. I also just, was because I was feeling the way that I took one more act of reassurance where I just said, universe, I really need you to tell me what's going on with this, because it's felt like weeks of disappointment or inaction or on the universe's part. And, how much more can a girl take? So I put out the SOS to the universe in my mind, and then I was open to messages and stumbled on 2 messages immediately that absolutely rang true. And so it was like, okay, all right, I got it. And the messages helped me they help to reaffirm what I also believe is that just because one path doesn't work out, the path that we choose in pursuing that which we want to manifest, doesn't mean there aren't 1,000 other paths, 1,000,000 other paths. So one path not working doesn't mean all paths won't work. It means, and I've also learned that oftentimes there's a lesson. So there's some lesson for me on that path I had to take that didn't work out. And sure enough, so for me personally, what I had to feel, or the path that I was on, triggered a fear of rejection in me, which is something that I've learned I have, and it goes back to my childhood. It could go back lifetimes. I'm not really sure exactly, but so this disappointment triggered my fear of rejection, and that was something I had to work through and realize, this isn't about me. This is not about me not being enough. This not working out was to get me to kind of look at that energy within myself, I think, and then go back to the place of, I know the thing that I want is coming to me, and it's coming to me in the absolute best package and way imaginable, and I'm going to be over the moon when it happens. So that's another thing that I do when I'm dealing with disappointment is I rededicate myself to my original goal, because I know that one thing not working out doesn't mean that everything's not going to work out. It just means that sometimes the universe knows us better than we know ourselves. So, and anybody who's, been in the dating world or changing jobs, you're going after things and you think like, oh my God, there was this great job or there's this great person that I wanted to date with. And then you're like, oh, but, I didn't get that job, or the interview went really badly, or the date was awful, or they ghosted me, whatever the case is. To me, and this is something that I used to tell myself and also share with others, and I didn't create it, I just happened to hear it and I share it around, is I like the phrase that man's rejection is God's protection. And by man, I don't mean, male versus female. I just mean human. So, something doesn't pan out in life, it's the universe's way of saying, that's because I've got something better for you. Like you weren't supposed to have it in that particular package. You're going to love the package I'm going to serve it up in, though. And for me, that's always been the case. So, but for me, a lot of my disappointment comes from just having a, I want what I want now mentality and energy within me. So I'm not always the most patient person, which is another lesson that I've had to learn in this walkabout, is just taking deep breaths and trusting universal timing. So yeah, the right thing at the right time happens. But in the meantime, disappointment happens too. And those feelings that accompany it need to be felt, and the energy needs to be processed. Because what happens is, when we don't process the energies of disappointment properly and we let them fester, or we kind of stew in them, all we're doing is living in a lower vibratory space. It's going to bring more disappointing stuff into our life. And that's not fun. We've all been there, so, keep it high, keep it to the best of our ability, work through the feeling, get to a higher state, believe that the thing that we actually wants us to, and is imminent. It's going to happen. Absolutely. So another thing that I do is I keep myself in a space of continuing to act as if this thing that I want, which hasn't happened yet, and I've experienced some disappointment over it, I continue to act after rededicating myself to the fact that it is going to happen for sure. I put myself in a space of as if. So I'm acting as if. I am taking steps in my life to move that energy, keep that energy flowing of, this is a done deal, so I better be ready. I shared in a video last week that my husband and I have decided that we're ready to adopt another dog, bring another four-legged family member into our home. And we don't have a dog yet. We don't even have a dog identified yet. But I've taken steps and I talk as if. He'll tell you, I talk about, so won't it be so great when we're walking that dog? And oh my gosh, I've got to get a warmer winter coat because I'm going to be outside with the dog and it's going to be 0 degrees and we're going to be playing in the snow. I've already gone on Amazon.com and I've picked out a whole bunch of new dog things that we're going to need for our new family member. I've already, in my mind, rearranged furniture. So I'm acting as if, because I know that it's a done deal. And again, some of you might be like, not hard to get a new dog. like duh. But yeah, getting the right for us dog, getting the perfect for us dog, which is what we're both intending, that's a little different game, isn't it? I mean, gosh, you can say that about anything in life, where you can just be like, yeah, it's not hard to get what you want in life if you're, especially in the country that we live in the United States, it's with some dedication, you can make any dream that you want come true, right? The whole point of manifesting, though, is that we are getting perfect for us things that feel really good to us. It's easy. We're just using our thoughts and our feelings. We're not out there. It's not a lot of effort. So, good, bad, right, or wrong. My whole process of manifesting is that it's an easy thing that anybody can do at any time, all day, every day if you want. And, you don't have to break a sweat. So, act as if. That's another step for me. So that's what I have. I would love to know what you guys do to kind of help you mitigate disappointment and stay on course so that you can bring into your life what you are trying to manifest. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, it helps other people find it. So definitely please do give it the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to know when new videos are posted, and, share this video around. Sharing is caring. Thanks so much for being here, and until next time, bye-bye.